AI-assisted storytelling based on publicly available discussions not presented as verified facts. Viewer discretion advised. Yarmul Williams, better known as 051 Melly, was associated with the 051 Young Money group based on Chicago's South Side. Around areas such as 51st and Cottage Grove, 51st and Drexel, and 50th and Evans. He was also the older brother of 051 Wu, who has sadly passed away recently. Both were well-known faces from Young Money and gained attention through social media and Chicago's drill music scene. Melly became widely known for his street reputation as he allegedly was known to go on a lot of calculated missions to try and take out people from opposing sets, often being described as someone who remained loyal to those around him. Melly was a real gangster and never had anything weird around his name like snitching or being soft. He was in the streets for real. In the early 2010s, 051 Young Money became involved in ongoing conflicts with several nearby sets. But THF-46 was their biggest feud. According to reports, these tensions allegedly began following a tragic incident, allegedly involving a member called Aki from THF, when he allegedly murdered a young man from 051 called Zico, which was the death that unfortunately resulted in a lot more deaths from both sides. From that day onwards, prior to these conflicts, the groups were reportedly on friendly terms and often used to hang on the same blocks together. But disagreements eventually escalated into long-standing feuds. The most notable members from 051 Young Money, aside from Melly, included 051 Wu, 051 Rockhead, 051 Kiddo, 051 Fats, 051 Drillin, 051 Pryboy, 051 Big A, 051 Rose, and 051 Arrow. Young Money were primarily a set of Mickey Cobras, while some members, including 051 Melly and 051 Wu, were affiliated with the Black Disciples. Young Money also formed an alliance with other local sets, such as 757 and Geodrive, to create a movement called Melly Way, after the unfortunate passing of Melly. At one point, the three groups were said to be inseparable, frequently seen together in the same areas. Online rumors claim they occasionally coordinated in attempts to target members of opposing groups. The group additionally had ties to a faction known as Scrap Gang, based around 59th and Wabash, which shared similar rivalries. According to online rumors, 051 Young Money developed other deadly feuds with other sets across the city, like 600, O Block, 300, OBN, Murdertown Blackgate, and Taekwondo World, who they actually used to be cordial with before a massive incident that unfolded. But I'll touch on that later. While their most widely recognized feud involved both THF-46 and THF-44, there was a period in the early 2010s when tensions between 051 Young Money and 600 grew and sadly turned to be deadly. During this time, it was reported that 051 Melly had a personal connection to Tay Capone's sister, which led to him spending time in areas associated with 600. Despite crossing paths with Tay Capone, both individuals were said to maintain a level of mutual respect, and no direct conflict between them was publicly documented. 051. Melly reportedly moved with constant caution, as stepping outside often came with significant risk. His name had become associated with ongoing street conflicts, making him a target for some. He put a lot of fear into his opposition, as they knew Melly wasn't one to be played with. One incident frequently referenced in discussions of this conflict involves THF Bezu's stepson, THF Rahim, a young affiliate of THF-46. According to street reports, Rahim was allegedly involved in an attack at a party where members of 051 were present. During that time, 051 Melly, 051 Arrow, and 051 Ario were reportedly shot and injured, though fortunately none of the injuries were life-threatening. Following this incident, Rahim allegedly became a high-priority target, and tensions between the two sides escalated further. On May 24, 2014, THF Rahim was reportedly outside near 44th and Cottage Grove, an area associated with THF-46. According to reports, Rahim was speaking with friends when a vehicle slowly approached the area. Moments later, he was shot and later pronounced dead at the scene. This incident is seen as the turning point that made the feud between THF and 051 Young Money even more deadly, and is used as an example of how rapidly long-standing tensions can escalate with fatal consequences. According to online rumors, THF Rahim was one of many people that 051 Melly had allegedly murdered. Over the years, Street Talk has claimed that Melly may have been involved in around 14 different murders, with some people pointing to names like OTF Chino, OTF Newski, Shaq 600, THF Trayvon, and Lil Del from Motown. It's important to note that these claims mostly come from internet speculation and street narratives, rather than confirmed court rulings. There have also been rumors that he was present during the Lil Boo murder, who was one of the biggest faces out of 600 alongside D-Thang. These two were the ones who started 600. Word on the streets has suggested that members from MOB, STL, and Jaro City were allegedly involved in that incident as well, as Lil Boo was considered a major threat at the time. Again, much of this comes from street sources and drill culture discussions. Melly had a lot of people who wanted him gone, but he also had respect in many different neighborhoods. He was said to have been very close with Mubu Crump from Dro City, and they were often seen together around 51st in Cottage Grove or 64th in Ellis. He was also known to associate with members from 63rd and Jaro City, including figures like FBG Duck, FBG Cash, Wooski, FYBJ Maine, and others. Jaro City and Taekwon World are often described as closely connected since they operate within the same blocks. Taekwon World was the younger generation of members from 62nd of Eberhard, and for the most part, Melly was said to be comfortable in those areas. However, reports and online discussions claim that 007, Nate allegedly owed Melly some money, so tensions may have been built from there. There are rumors that Melly later went to a residence connected to 007 Nate, where shots were fired. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. But the situation between both individuals would get serious from this point onwards. Fast forward to September 1st, 2019. Melly attended a house party in the heart of Jaro City to honor a fallen STL member known as Can't Get Right. Some people have said he was warned not to go due to rising tensions, but he reportedly felt comfortable in that environment. Nate then ran into Melly at the party and knew he couldn't afford to freeze. That's when he then shot Melly multiple times. Sadly, Melly was pronounced deceased on the scene. His death became another example of how quickly situations can escalate in street conflicts and how reputation does not make anyone untouchable. Do not forget to subscribe to see more stories coming out of Chicago's trenches.